I just tweeted this out. This Kavanaugh story has fallen apart all around, and I hope it's the end of the Me Too movement. Here's what I don't like about the Me Too movement. And I shouldn't say the end of the Me Too movement because I'm always in favor of people telling the truth and holding powerful people accountable when they misbehave. Here's what needs to stop happening. We need to end the era we're in right now where you deserve to be believed more based on your race or your sex or your sexual orientation or any other identifying characteristic. I have said this and I will continue to say it till the cows come home. I look at all the facts of a situation, not at whether a man or a woman is talking, not at whether the race of the person, not at the sexual orientation of the person. I don't do identity politics. I don't believe in it. I believe in three things: the facts, and the facts. And in this case, there are no facts to support any misbehaviors at all. This is crazy. The Kavanaugh accuser named 4 other people to serve as witnesses for her allegation of inappropriate behavior by Kavanaugh. All 4 of them have now contradicted her account, including her own female friend who she claims was at the party. Nobody has supported her allegations at all. We cannot live in a society where people decide to believe people based on whether they agree with their politics or based on their gender or based on their race. That is wrong. We have lived in that society before. It was a racist society. It was the society written about in To Kill a Mockingbird. It was the society when a white woman said she was raped by a black man, everybody believed it entirely based on her race and her gender. We cannot return to that era, which is what we are in right now. You don't end up with equality by treating some people better than others. Justice should be blind, and you should look at all of the facts of the case. People get on me. But when you look at all these cases that I have talked about substantially over the past several years, Peyton Manning, the Ohio State allegations from Courtney Smith, Jameis Winston, and we obviously have the Duke lacrosse and Ezekiel Elliott, right? The 4 most recent, I believed Ezekiel Elliott, not his accuser. I believed Peyton Manning, not his accuser. I believed the Jameis Winston accuser, and I believed Courtney Smith, not Urban Meyer or Zach Smith or anybody at Ohio State. That's because I looked at all of the facts. I didn't always come down on the side of the woman. I didn't always come down on the side of the man. In fact, in those 4 cases, half the time I was on the man's side, half the time I was on the woman's side. That's because I'm not looking at them from an identity politics lens where I automatically assume somebody is telling the truth or not. We can't live in an era where a baseless accusation from 36 years ago is able to make a difference. Great point on the Rolling Stone article as well. There is zero evidence, corroborating evidence at all to support that this accusation against Brett Kavanaugh is true in any respect. Regardless of what your politics are, regardless of whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, I have said this before. Whatever way you were going to vote on the Senate Judiciary Committee or in the full Senate, you need to vote that way exact same as you would have before these allegations came out. Whether you are a Democrat or a Republican, I firmly believe that. And by the way, I have said this for a long time. As a lawyer, I do not believe that it is helpful in any way to our country for people to vote along party lines for who gets nominated to the Supreme Court. I think it unfairly politicizes the Supreme Court selection process. I think you owe a duty of decency to the nominee, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. I think the Democrat has the right to nominate somebody and get voted through, just like Elena Kagan, just like Sotomayor, just like back in the day, Judge Breyer, everybody else. And I also feel the same way about the Republican nominees. You can dislike Donald Trump to the end of the earth. He's actually selected 2 highly qualified Supreme Court nominees, and I believe Brett Kavanaugh, unless something else comes out, deserves to be nominated. And I disagree with a lot of them politically. I disagree with Brett Kavanaugh on abortion. I'm pro-choice. I disagree with Brett Kavanaugh probably on the death penalty. I don't believe we should have the death penalty in this country. I don't know what Brett Kavanaugh's perspective is on gay marriage. I'm fine with gay marriage, okay? Those are 3 big social issues that I disagree with Brett Kavanaugh on. doesn't mean I think he's disqualified to sit on the Supreme Court.